Act like you know each other.
Oh?
Said act like you know each other.
I don't know this.
Exactly. She's on the show The
Don't
Magicians.
know. Man in the High Castle.
Exactly.
Is that what it's
At
called?
least this week you are.
Yeah.
You're so good on that show.
Thank you so much.
Exactly. You really like fucking Amazon.
Okay, I'm going to ask a
I love Amazon.
I'm going to ask a romance question, which is I was heartbroken by the whole half romance Belandra thing, where you kind of had Coulson was 100% into the romance, and we had Robo May, and I was very excited and
That's how
destroyed
Coulson felt. Like, wow, I guess after all these years and all this heartbreak, suddenly her husband, the fabulous Andrew Garner, is no longer with us, which is sad, but not as sad for Phil. Like, maybe there's a sudden moment when this feels right, and then, you realize this is perhaps not the woman you've waited 20 years to make out with. This is an android who's probably going to murder you. Which, can I tell you, don't you hate that when you're dating somebody and...
It's the worst. But silly you, did you think they were going to give that to you like that easy? Come on. It's
Broke my heart.
S.H.I.E.L.D. What'd you call it? Agents of...
Season's not over yet. You've only seen 2 pods. There's 3 pods. I don't know when we became pods. I feel like we're whales now.
So when or if you guys get out of the framework, should we expect any major changes in both your characters? Because I'm sure that's probably going to be an emotional roller coaster.
The changes can happen in the framework. I mean, you shouldn't view this as like a side thing. This is the world we're in, and we die in there,
You die.
we're dead.
But it is important for everyone to know that it is not a dream. It is not a big what-if story. What happens in the framework is something that has both physical consequences, but also emotional consequences. People the memories that they have, once they start waking up, they understand, they now have sort of 2 lives. It's sort of, it's that story that you create when you're lying about something and you realize that the person that you've told a lie to only knows that side of you, doesn't know that you actually have a whole other thing going on over here. And what that does to each of our characters along the way, so that if and when they do get out of this, it's not going to be all just, oh, well, that was that, and now we can move on and do something else. They're going to carry the weight of the consequences of the life that they live.
Maybe into future seasons even?
Well, certainly our hope is that we're going to go into future seasons, sure.
So jumping into the framework as like one of the only people who still kind of knows what's going on, what was your reaction?
She seems the only one to know it even is the framework.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Everyone
just
else
life.
is just living their life.
Yeah.
So how do you balance playing a character who's also playing another character, kind of trying to go incognito? She's Sky again, she's Hydra, and also Ward.
Yeah, sorry, it's really distracting me.
You know what? Is he distracting you? So I'm going to take this one. One of the most thrilling things about the episode you're going to see Tuesday at 10 o'clock 9 Central is
On ABC.
exactly that. What Chloe does in terms of being in this world, waking up suddenly in bed, in a bathtub, in a relationship with the deceased Hive/Grant Ward, and then adjusting to the fact that she's in a world, she doesn't know anything about this world when she goes into it, and suddenly finds out that Hydra's in charge. It's kind of a fascist state. I don't know what you would do to prepare for that, living in a fascist state. What she does, the performance is incredible. It's one of the great, I think, performances of the season. It's just watching exactly what you're talking about, trying to, it's kind of Born Identity-ish.
Yeah.
Go not reveal yourself while trying to get information and find out who and what you are.
Yeah, it was really, thank you, it was really hard it took a lot of conversation between the director and Drew, who wrote the episode, and Elizabeth and I, to kind of find that balance of how much do we try to convince this person and how much are we like, what the fuck, what's his name? Ward is in my bed.
And she said fudge, just
Sorry.
so we're clear on
Ward is in my bed, and all of this is happening, and because it's so abrupt. So it's kind of like trippy to watch, and I think the audience really reacted well today. So I hope everyone.
Is that meant to be like a reverse Dallas? Because instead of him being in like the shower, she was.
No, but see, that's exactly you asked the perfect question, because what Dallas did was it invalidated everything that happened before it. It basically just said it was all a dream. There's no responsibility. Even the only thing that happened was that, for those of you that are old enough to understand what he's talking about, what Bobby did was he woke up and he went, "Wow, it was so weird. Like you were this and you were this. It was a little bit like Wizard of Oz."
Is that the finale?
And instead, this is something that Daisy is actually experiencing what is happening. She is seeing her friends do wonderful things, terrible things, magical things, and going, my mind is completely blown. I will never be able to turn this off. I cannot forget what happened. It's not a dream. These people are actually doing this thing.
And it's the Darkhold, so at a certain point you start to think, I feel like something's going to happen and suddenly this won't be the framework anymore. That will be. We'll find out that what we came from never happened and that this is the reality.
There is that possibility.
I thought you meant Corbin Dallas. I thought we were talking about Thank you.
Now, Jeph, you mentioned there's always an uncertainty about a new season. So do you try to wrap it up? Do you try to have a self-contained season? Or do you think ahead?
Well, look, the trick to any television show where you don't know what the future is going to be is that you want to have people have a satisfying ending to the story, but that also you want to be able to
have
leave
a happy
questions.
ending, you're saying?
Yeah, if I could.
Yeah, sure.
But by the same token, do you want them to also have a chance to be able to go, this must live on. I absolutely have to have this happen.
Cliffhanger. Ask me something. Because I really want to use this
What
mic.
happens at the end?
What happens at the end?
China pop star microphone.
Once,
You know all about that.
3 times in human.
What? Okay. I'll give you one question. Here's one. Coulson is the school teacher and so just focused on following the rules.
I don't know. I saw Spangling Mike and I kind of lost it. It's not.
I can't even have
Okay, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so Coulson's very serious as the school teacher, and it's all just like following the rules and everything. What is the return of some of the memories going to do to that personality of who Coulson sees himself as?
Well, I think it goes back to an earlier question. I just love this mic so much.
It looks really good.
Well, let me tell you. Bring it back now.
Put the toy down, sir.
I think there are some characters who will have the unfortunate task of trying to convince him that he is not just an unassuming school teacher in a Hydra universe, but a person with the rather sordid past of Phil Coulson. But also, I think what's really fun is the Phil Coulson who starts to get more involved in the world here has none of those memories. And so he's discovering it all with the enthusiasm of a very early days Phil Coulson or a history teacher Phil Coulson who gets to walk in and be like, oh, this is cool.
It feels a little role reversal of Skye coming into S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1, when she's like, you're a superhero, that's so cool. And he's like, you cosplayed a Stark Tower probably. And she's like, that happened once, one time. So it feels a little bit more, because that enthusiasm of, because he's exposed to this thing that, he's clearly an inner geek about. And it's been fun to shoot certain scenes where Daisy's the one that's like, oh my God. It's been fun.
Well, I think I may spoil one small thing, which is just, no. Which is, I think at a certain point, if they do start to wake him up to the fact that he might be, wake him up a little bit, the version of Phil Coulson that they've managed to wake up is not who they necessarily were looking for.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.